What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Arrival Entertainment, and today we are continuing my Jurassic Park reviews leading up to Jurassic World Dominion with Jurassic World. Jurassic World came out in 2015. It stars Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, and is directed this time by Colin Trevorrow. And this movie tells the story of John Hammond's original vision of a dinosaur theme park finally coming to life. Now called Jurassic World instead of Jurassic Park, we finally get to see the park open. We get to see some of the attractions, some of the dinosaurs, and after diminishing returns, the owners of the park decide to make this hybrid dinosaur to get attendance levels back up again. And once that hybrid dinosaur gets loose, we know what to expect at this point. People get injured, people die, they gotta hunt this dinosaur down. Like I said, we know what to expect at this point. I still remember and think back to when Jurassic World came out. There were so many people excited for this movie, myself included. We didn't get a Jurassic Park sequel after Jurassic Park 3 for I think like 14 or 15 years, something like that. So the fact that a new Jurassic Park movie coming out, it got a lot of people excited, myself included. And I am disappointed that I didn't get a chance to see the movie in theaters. I really wanted to, but I ended up not seeing it in theaters. I ended up seeing it back on DVD and Blu-ray back when it first came out. So I was able to see some of the reception before I ended up seeing the movie myself. And I was actually pretty surprised that this movie had some mixed reactions towards the fandoms, despite the fact that the movie had really good critical reception, at least back when it came out, and it made a killing at the box office, no pun intended. So despite mixed reactions from audiences when the film came out, I was still really excited to check out the movie when I got it on DVD and Blu-ray. I really liked the movie when I finally watched it, and I still really like it years later. I really enjoyed Jurassic World. In fact, I would even go far as to say that I don't really understand why this movie gets so much hate as it does. The movie does have its issues, and I'll get into those issues a little bit later, but for me, the positives of the movie definitely outweigh the negatives in the movie. One of the biggest things that I like about this movie is I like seeing the park finally open. Yeah, even though it doesn't really add up on why they would open this park up after the events that happened in the first movie and the stuff that happened in between with The Lost World and Jurassic Park 3. Nevertheless, setting that aside, it's whatever. They opened the park. Let's see what this park looks like. I mean, we were all curious in Jurassic Park, at least I was, what this theme park would have looked like if it was fully operational. And it's really cool to see. It's something that I would absolutely go check out if this place was real and you know, there was no chances of the dinosaurs getting out. I would absolutely love to see a park like this. I really love Chris Pratt in this movie. He is so fun, so entertaining, and I saw this movie before I saw Guardians of the Galaxy, so this movie, Jurassic World, was kind of my introduction to Chris Pratt as an actor, and I've loved seeing him in other movies ever since then. I really liked him in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and I'm excited to see him again in Jurassic World Dominion. I enjoyed him in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's just an overall likable guy, and obviously a good choice looking back all these years later on why they gave him the lead role for these Jurassic World movies. And he has good chemistry with Bryce Dallas Howard, who I think is, again, really good in the movie. She's a very talented actress. I know a lot of people before the movie came out were concerned that she was just going to be the uptight businesswoman who's just going to spew out exposition and, you know, business lady in dialogue or whatever. And while she does do that every now and then, her character is a lot more than just that. So I like the fact that they gave her more to do in the movie besides just being the uptight businesswoman. And like I said, Bryce Dallas Howard is a very talented actress, and her and Chris Pratt have good chemistry together. And I absolutely love the design of the Indominus Rex. That thing is huge. It is beastly. When that thing gets out of its cage, it is great stuff. I love the design of the Indominus Rex. I loved seeing her go through the park and just rip up dinosaurs, and eventually the third act, which I'll get into the third act a little bit later on. It's great stuff. I honestly really love the Indominus Rex. And I liked seeing all the other dinosaurs in this movie, despite the fact that there was more of an over-reliance on CGI dinosaurs, despite the fact that they said that they used animatronics in the film, which I don't know how that statement really holds up, because while watching the movie, you can easily tell that there was more CGI dinosaurs used in the film. And I'm not gonna lie, the CGI dinosaurs stick out a lot more in this film. There are a lot of close-ups of CGI dinosaurs in this movie, and while nowadays you would say, well, yeah, of course, you can't bring a dinosaur back to life, whatever, yada yada, that excuse has been made. You look back at the original Jurassic Park movies and it's like, well, yeah, but they used animatronic dinosaurs for all the close-ups, and those three films have held up incredibly well with the animatronic dinosaurs mixed with CGI. They didn't just have to use CGI dinosaurs for this movie, and it honestly doesn't really hold up. There's a couple instances that I want to bring up with that too, and they're both with the raptors, ironically. In the beginning of the movie where we meet Chris Pratt's character, he's the raptor trainer, and he's like getting the raptors to follow him, and then he tosses out dead mice for the raptors to eat. Those close-ups of the raptors, you can very much tell that they're CGI. The way their heads move really quickly, it's kind of distracting. And also at the end of the movie with the raptor Blue and Chris Pratt's trying to reach slowly over to Blue to take this device off her neck, which I'll get into why she has a device on her neck in a minute. But he goes to take it off, and that whole sequence where you're closing up on Blue, it just looks fake, and I don't know why they couldn't have just used an animatronic raptor for those two moments, especially the one at the end, or just have a puppet. Why can't you just have a puppet raptor interacting with Chris Pratt? It would have added more believability. So this little device that the raptor Blue has on her neck, why does she have that on her neck? Well, it involves a subplot with Vincent D'Onofrio's character wanting to weaponize raptors because he sees how well Chris Pratt has trained these raptors. And yeah, everyone has mentioned this, and I'll mention it too. That's a dumb idea. That is a dumb idea for a movie. Anyone with any type of developed brain can say, that's not gonna work. It's gonna end up poorly, and sure enough, it ends up poorly. Granted, our main characters do know how much of a dumb idea that is. They're only talked into doing it when they have no choice at the end, really, but also it's like, well, you know this is a bad idea. Why would you go along with it either way? Why would you want to be a part of it? If you think it's a bad idea, then let the bad guys take credit for this bad idea. Don't involve yourself into it. But whatever, we have to get into the third act somehow, and that's the best they can do, unfortunately. The third act is a lot of fun, I will say that. It is really cool seeing our characters and these raptors hunt this Indominus Rex after it basically tore through the park and let other dinosaurs loose. That whole sequence, by the way, with those flying dinosaurs, I don't remember their names, I'm not going to look it up right now, where everyone's running through the main area of the park and they're just picking up people and eating people. The one character who's supposed to babysit the two kids in the movie, she gets picked up and just tossed around, and then the Mosasaurus just reaches up and just eats her and just drags her down in the water. It was so entertaining. Oh yeah, I haven't mentioned the two kids in this movie. They're fine. They're not terrible characters, they're just underdeveloped. They're the nephews of Bryce Dallas Howard's character, so there is something of a connection there. It kind of harkens back to the two kids being the grandkids of John Hammond in the first movie. And like I said, they're not terrible. Their performances are fine. They're just underdeveloped. They tried to squeeze in some sort of development by saying their parents are getting a divorce in a completely out of place scene that I swear was a reshoot. They're going through the park and they're on this tram, and one of the kids is sad, and the older brother's like, why are you so sad? And he's like, do you think mom and dad are going to get a divorce? And literally right after that, the older kid says, what? And when I first saw it, I remember saying what exactly like he said it right at that moment. I was like, what? Wait, where did that come from? By the way, while I'm still on this topic, I have to mention something. I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to mention this again, but speaking of the kids' parents in the movie, Judy Greer plays the mom, and her name is Karen in the movie. She also played a Karen in Halloween, the 2018 Halloween. Is there some sort of universe where these two movies kind of coexist? I mean, they're both made by Universal, and they both have Judy Greer playing a character named Karen. Just saying. Can we have a Michael Myers and Jurassic World crossover? The door's open. I'm probably the only person that's going to draw up some sort of comparison between Halloween and Jurassic World. So the movie does have its issues all throughout the movie, both big and small, but in my opinion, it totally makes up for it by the finale of this movie. I love the finale in Jurassic World. I'm not going to give it away, but it is big, it's epic, it is perfect testosterone-fueled fun. It is just so awesome to see, and like I said, I'm not going to give it away, but just stick with it to the ending if you're not fully feeling the rest of the movie. it is an awesome ending. So in the end, guys, like I said, the movie does have its issues. I'm not completely oblivious to these issues, but I still really enjoy Jurassic World. I don't understand why this movie gets so much hate as it does. I think it's completely unwarranted because, again, yeah, it has its issues, but there's also a lot of bright spots in the movie that shouldn't go unnoticed. The movie does take a similar route that Jurassic Park 3 had, where it's more of a straight-up thriller. There isn't much commentary on science or nature like the first two films did, but in my opinion, Jurassic World does it and handles it a lot better than Jurassic Park 3 did. And yeah, I don't get the hate for this movie. I really like Jurassic World. It's probably my second favorite after the first movie, and I think Jurassic World is a definite Blu-ray purchase. If you haven't seen the movie in a few years or ever since the movie came out, then I would say check out the movie again and maybe be a little more open to it. I don't know, but I just never understood why this movie got so much hate. And like I said, I know about all the issues, I acknowledge it, and I still have a ton of fun with the movie. But if you're someone that doesn't enjoy the movie and you don't agree with my assessment on it, then that is perfectly fine. So guys, that's my review for Jurassic World. Just like always, let me know what you thought about the film down in the comment section below. And just like always, guys, thank you again so much for watching. Tomorrow is going to be a re-review for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And then Friday, I'm going to go see Jurassic World Dominion. And then Saturday is going to be my review for Jurassic World Dominion. So look forward to all of that coming this weekend. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to like and share it. Subscribe right here if you haven't already, and until next time, guys, take care.